So today we'll be learning how to create a Google form. So as already you have seen in the previous video, we have created a folder and we have shared a folder. So now we'll just open that same folder and we'll create a form in that. So what you can do is just click on the new, go to Google Form, and you can have two options, from blank form or from a template. So we select from a template. Now I'm getting this option, create a shared folder, because I had shared a folder in the previous video, so I'm creating the same folder. That's the reason I'm getting this option. So I create and share. It's loading up. Okay, select on assignment. Take a few seconds to just load up. Okay, and this is a actual form. So this is a template where we can edit it according to our choice. So we can change the name according to our choice. So we just give it assignment 1. You can put the description of the assignment, whatever it is. Then the student have to put in their name. Now it's very important, if you have noticed over there's a red asterisk, so that means this is a mandatory question. So if the user or the student does not enter in their name, it will not allow them to submit their form. So this is mandatory. If you have noticed, the same thing happens for email as well. Then a short quiz questions over here. So coming to the main point, we have the first question set. So now once you click on that block, you will find that it highlights it over here, and we can edit a question of our choice, and we can fill in the options over here. And if you have noticed over here, we have multiple choice. So multiple choice can be only one. You can really select one option from them. But if the user wants to select 2 options or 3 options, then we have another option known as checkbox, where the user has a privilege to check 2-3 options from this entire set of options. Now a question can be in the form of a text, and at the same time it can be in the form of an image. So if you click on this image icon, you can upload an image over here. Now if you come to the bottom side over here, bottom left, you find there's an answer key. Now if you click on the answer key to whatever question you have typed in, and if the student has already tick marked those answers, on click of submit, Google Form scores the person directly at that very moment. So now if the answer is, for example, B and answer is D, you just click on those options, and if the students have clicked on both those options, then it comes right. And if you want to give the student some feedback on what exactly, like for example, if it's a history question and it's a World War I, World War II, and what happened in World War I, World War II, you can give a short description over here. So to edit this, you need to click on the edit. If you want to delete it, just click on the delete button. Now if you want to give 5 marks or 5 points, you would say, for the correct answers, you just increase it or you decrease it according to the choice of yours. And on click of done, the question gets done. It's that simple. Okay, so now if you want, we have a couple of more options over here. If you want to duplicate the same question or same format and just change the question and the answers, you just click on duplicate, and what happens is the same question has been duplicated down with the same options and everything same. The settings are the same. You just need to change the questions later on. If you want to delete a question, just click on delete and it's gone. Now if you have seen over here, there's a required switch. If you click on required, it shows that the user or the student has to answer this question, and they cannot skip this question. And if they skip this question as well, it won't allow them to submit their form. So if you want it compulsory for them, it has to be tick marked. If it's not compulsory, they can skip it. We can uncheck it. Now if you get over here 3 options, you want to have a description, if you have a responsive validation, and if you want to have shuffle options order. So each time the form is open, the order of these questions will keep changing. So if you want those type of questions, you have to select this option. Time being default is selected to shuffle options. Now, for example, if you take another one, now for example, this question is a short answer type. So over here, if you have noticed, you can skip that answer, you can skip and other things, you can even add up points. And if you want to add a feedback, now for example, which laptop are you using, and you want the answer to be Dell all the time, or you want it to be Toshiba, or you want it to be Lenovo all the time. So whatever the answer the student writes, it will be matched with the answer key. So you can give your feedback over here, and you click on save, and that's it. Click on done, you save. The other settings are the same, and that's how you create a Google form. Now once you create the form, you see over here we have questions, we have responses, and we have total points. If you click on responses, it will make you a list of all the students or all the users who have answered this form. It will give you a list of whatever questions are there, how many of them have got it right, how many have got it wrong. An entire breakthrough will be given over here. Now since no one has answered, I'm getting a 0 responses. Now if I click on this options, and I can select over here get email notifications for new responses. So each time a user or a student answers the question, you will get a notification. Now select response destination. So if you want to give particular destination for responses, you can select this option and it goes to that point. Now if you want to view your form, how the end user is going to use or how your students will see it, you can click on the preview option. So this is how the students will see the form. So you can answer. Let's create a dummy one. So here it will not allow me to go forward, so I have to answer everything from here. And once I click on save, I want to click on submit. So it's not allowing me to go forward because it's a mandatory question. Third question, so if I just type in a random answer and I click on submit, so I get a pop-up saying that your response has been saved. And if I want to see my score, since I've already marked over there, I can check out my score. So I've got 0 out of 6 because I've just answered rubbish from here, but it shows exactly what I've answered and what are the correct answers over here. Question 2, it goes on like that. It's a digital evaluation and much faster. If I'm coming back to the Google Forms, so if you have seen, I've got one response over here because I've just answered a question. So if I go to the summary, I can see all the questions that I've answered, how many correct answers. So from each question, how many responses have come, person's name comes in, the email addresses. So it gets sorted down according to the name, it gets sorted according to the email and according to the names, and it gives a barcode as well according to that. So we have the questions according to each user. For example, we have 6 or 7 students. Each student, how they've answered it, will get a breakthrough of each students individually.